Good morning to all of you. It's a Thursday and I welcome you to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you for joining us again and for being subscribers of Cignal TV. And maraming salamat po to PLDT, Home Fiber Optic Internet, for their services because kahit na hindi tayo endorser, hindi tayo binabayaran dyan, kailangan kilalanin natin. We should always be thankful. We should always be grateful and acknowledge the people, the organizations that help all of us to do what we need to do. And for me, I need to do the program. I get to do the program. I am privileged to do the program, and it won't be without Cignal TV, without the subscribers, and of course, without the PLDT Home Fiber Optic Internet. Okay, so today is March 30. Isang tulog na lang, tapos na ang March, but the problem is we go into April where the hot days are waiting with open arms. Okay, so let's get ready for that. Let's get on with our program. Thank you to our viewers abroad who catch us on Facebook and on YouTube. Maraming salamat po. I know it takes a bit of an effort in the morning or in the evening for you to go to your monitors to do this, but we do hope you enjoy the program today. Okay, the daily starter for today. Okay, ito po medyo pangsoplak, ika nga, in your face. I picked it up in a conversation that I was watching, and it was quite good. Okay, I just didn't get the name of the person who said it, so credits to the owner na lang. Okay, sabi nga nila sa Facebook, CTTO, credits to the owner. For today's daily starter, it goes, what good, okay, yan na. What good is our answer if you don't even listen to yourself, okay? Immediately, I can think of teenagers, okay? Or I can think of people who mga galit sa mundo, but essentially, it is a reminder to all of us, okay? We ask questions, we pose challenges, we raise doubts, issues, and then the problem is we don't listen. We just want to raise the issue, but we don't listen. It's so bad that truth be told, we don't even listen to ourselves. So you don't even listen to yourself. Now, it's a double blade thing. On one side, you ask questions that you ask questions, and when you get the answers, you don't listen. And the other side, which is the deadlier side, is when you're not self-aware. When you don't even listen to yourself as you raise your objections, you raise your questions, you ask, you pose your challenges, because half of the time, if we actually stood in front of the mirror and listen to ourselves when we talk, when we raise issues, etc., kumbaga kung pinanood mo yung sarili mo, baka matauhan ka. Okay? We have to be aware, self-aware of our behavior, and more importantly, our mentality. Because if you are a negatron, you are a negative force in the room, okay, there is no discussion to be had. Because sa sarili mo pa lang, talo ka na. And that's our daily starter for today. Let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star, and the front page headline goes, Rodi on ICC probe, they won't catch me. Government won't bar ICC probers according to the Solicitor General. Okay, let's go to the news. Davao City, former President Rodrigo Duterte is not inclined to believe, hindi siya naniniwala that the International Criminal Court can catch him in this lifetime, and even if it does, he says he couldn't care less if he rots in prison. To quote, hindi nila ako mahabol. They won't be able to catch me. Okay, yun po ang statement ni former President Rodi Duterte regarding the continuing investigation for crimes against humanity daw as a result of his anti-drug war when he was president. At the top of the front page, we have the header, Philippine National Police files raps versus Teves brother over guns and explosive. The PNP has filed charges against Mayor Pride Teves and regarding the weapons that were confiscated in his sugar mill. The big picture, big photo at the top of the front page of the Philippine Star is a photo of the ano na nga ba ito, US okay, photo provided by the US Fifth Fleet with their USS Chinook, USS Chinook decommissioning na ite-turn over yata ito, US to transfer 2 patrol ships to Philippine Navy. So ayan na. That's part of the arrangement, the cooperation between the Philippines and the United States regarding enhanced mutual defense treaty. Okay. Center photo of the front page of the Philippine Star from 2 ships to be donated by the U.S. We go to a photo connected to the oil spill in Mindoro. A volunteer checks the water filter. Paki-post na yung picture. Ayan po. A water filter placed in the coastal community of Pola, Oriental Mindoro to help remove oil slick from the sunken tanker Princess Empress yesterday. Okay, so yan po. Medyo patuloy pa po kasi libo-libo pa rin ng litro ng langis meron yung Empress, Princess Empress. Okay. After the race, after bad news came out regarding possible pork shortages, the Star features a story, after pork, chicken prices up. Ayan na po. Mabuti na lang, Holy Week na. Mag-abstinence kayo. After a spike in pork prices, an official of the Department of Agriculture confirmed yesterday that retail prices of chicken would also increase, okay? According to their deputy spokesman, Rex Estoperez, the United Broiler Raisers Association President Bong Insyong and UBRA Chairman Gregorio San Diego disclosed that the farm gate price of chicken went up to 120 per kilo, causing a movement in retail prices. Okay, let me just clarify. Ayan na naman po, isisisi na naman sa mga producers. Ang problema po, lahat nagtaasan. Okay, lahat, all the inputs for poultry and for hogs have gone up. There are diseases and the government has imposed so much restriction. Ayun, tapos biglang sasabihin farm gate na naman. Ewan ko sa inyo. Okay. Pag-asa, issues extreme heat danger alert. Okay, yan po, no, mag-ingat po tayo. The heat index in Lawag City in Ilocos Sur may reach 48 degrees Celsius on the first day of April according to Pag-asa. Okay? This corresponds to an extreme danger level on its heat index chart. It said the heat index may reach up to 44 degrees Celsius tomorrow. The highest index recorded so far was 47 degrees Celsius in San Jose Occidental, Mindoro last March 25 and in Butuan City in Agusan del Norte on March 24. So ayan po, no, extreme, the agency warned the public that high temperatures may have adverse effects on the body, such as fatigue, cramps, exhaustion, and stroke. We will tackle that issue today on the program. Meanwhile, the government has urged pharmaceutical firms to apply for commercial sale of boosters. Okay. Meanwhile, Go Negosyo founder Joey Concepcion is urging vaccine manufacturers to apply for their certificate of product registration for COVID-19. Hindi pala government, si Joey Concepcion pala. Hindi government, Go Negosyo pala. Okay, sorry, my bad. Marcos rolls out 10 billion program versus malnutrition. Finally, nabigyan ng tamang pansin, citing the role of well-nourished and healthy citizen in economic development. President Marcos yesterday launched a 10 billion program aimed at addressing malnutrition. Okay, speaking at the launch of the Philippine Multi-Sectoral Nutrition Project at the Manila Hotel. Okay, malnutrition is in turn linked to long-term adverse developmental impacts, taking its toll on our people's learning, ability, etc. So yan po, and his answer, a 10 billion peso program. Let's see how the program takes off and works. Okay, and DepEd to study return to April-May summer break. Ito na po. While there are no plans yet to revert the schedule of the school break to April and May, the Department of Education said it would study the proposal of Senator Sherwin Gatchalian and other education stakeholders. Okay, so yan po, kasi may mga nagre-react po, yung mga bata daw na heat stroke, and recently a student in a high school in Metro Manila died during a football game, so they don't know if it is heat related, but the point is pinag-aaralan because with climate change and increasing heat levels, medyo it has to be studied, although people have said common sense lang naman yan. In Europe kasi po, mga kaibigan, where my wife went to school, she said that in her time, when the temperatures was -5, dahil may winter doon, or 30 degrees, they would be sent home. 30 degrees lang yun. Dito, 34 na. Nasa eskwelahan ka pa. Okay, so we will now go for our interview portion. I believe we have two guests for today. Let us go to our first guest. Like I said, we will be talking about heat strokes, etc., heat exhaustion. Kasi nung isang gabi, hindi na ako magbibiro, baka mabato ako dito. Naalala ko yung commercial sa elevator. Okay, anyway, no more breaks. So, Gabriel, if you would, please roll out the Betamax.
Dr. Rogelio Balagat is the chairperson of the Department of Internal Medicine at the Rizal Medical Center. Balagat is also an adjunct professor at the Ateneo School of Medicine and Public Health.
Okay, Dr. Balagat, good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us today and generously willing to share your knowledge kasi medyo nakaka-nervyos na. You must have heard the news that I read that Pag-asa has already issued extreme heat danger alert. Ano po ang masasabi nyo regarding heat-related injury, disease? Ano ba yan? May sakit ba na masasabi mong heat-related? Is there such a disease or are these all consequences of heat?
Oo, that's right. No? Tama yung sinabi nyo. Thank you pala for inviting me kasi I also learned a lot from reading up and updating myself. No? So according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there are six heat-related illnesses. 6 yun.
Mhm.
And the pinaka-serious is the heat stroke.
Okay.
And then close to it is heat exhaustion. Okay. Then rhabdomyolysis. Then heat syncope. Yung hinihimatay. Heat cramps, yung pinupulikat. And heat rush, yung bungang araw.
Okay.
All of these 6 disorders have a common cause, which is the heat.
Mhm.
Pero ang important here is ano yung differences. I would say yung end stage, of course, is the heat stroke. Ito na yung pinakamasama. So
Okay.
ang important feature of heat stroke is number 1, walang mala yung patient, unconscious. Then mainit na siya. Mainit siya kasi hindi na siya nagpapawis. Thus, the body's parang regulatory mechanism has stop na. Kasi the way for the body to dissipate heat is to sweat and then to feel yung thirst and then hindi na iihi. Kasi the way to conserve water in the body. So mauuhaw, iinom ng tubig, pero yung individuals who suffers from heat stroke, sila unconscious or even nagsisis sila, o nagdideliryo. Initially baka na confused and then later on unconscious na or seizing.
Mhm.
Then mainit sila, like even like 41 degrees ang temperature nila. Although some cases merong nagsusweat, no? So yun. Anyway. So yun.
Yung sa yung heat stroke, doctor, is it just sudden onset? Kumbaga, kasi may mga stroke we know of neurology, yung di ba sa neurological stroke ba yun, yung brain na biglang toink, but you just pass out. With the heat stroke, are there warning signs?
Ang image ko kasi ng heat stroke is yung tao na nasa desert.
Mhm.
Halimbawa sa US, yung mga from Mexico going to the US.
Yung mga runners and mga mga nagre-river crossing, mga illegal migrants, okay?
Yun. So initially kaya nila, pero pag naubusin na sila ng tubig, okay, hindi sila nakapahinga tuloy-tuloy. So sweating, kulang ng tubig, and then yung activity, yung walking several miles, Yun yung the
Okay.
the setting for heat stroke. So yun, and then ang stroke kasi it's different from the stroke yung neurologic as what you said kasi stroke is sudden eh. So when you say stroke, hindi ito yung katulad ng stroke na na may ang stroke siguro dito is refers to the yung the brain, yung mental status alteration. So parang nagsisis, but something to do with the brain. Then delirium or unconscious, comatose sila. Nagko-coma. So parang in a sense, that's the point is CNS.
Okay, what about blood pressure? Kasi some people, pag sinabi mong heat stroke, parang feeling nila, parang atake sa puso yan. Yung iba naman sinasabi, hindi, parang lang stroke yan. So there's been confusion as to what heat stroke is. But okay, so first, you sweat until you can't sweat no more. You're exhausted. What about vision? Nanlalabo ba yung paningin? Naduduling?
Oh, nanlalabo. So parang nag-stop na yung brain function mo. Literally. So nawawala na yung So actually, nagko-collapse.
Yung BP, Doc, kasi people think, hindi naman tumaas yung blood pressure ko eh. Parang nahilo lang ako, nahilo at bumagsak. Parang, hello, Timang. Nakabilad ka doon sa araw, sayo ka na sayo sa araw, tapos nagtataka ka pa dyan.
Ang BP na mataas, more of heat exhaustion. Those are the people na prone to develop heat exhaustion. Yun naman, nasa mainit sila, sobrang nagpapawis sila, and then yun tumataas, lalong tumataas yung BP nila. So those are the people na prone to develop.
Okay, so that's a different category. Before we go to that, let's just clear heat stroke from the table. So they no longer sweat because they've dried up. They have high body temperature. Sabi mo nga, nagfo-41 kahit na wala namang sakit, bigla na lang may parang nilalagnat, hindi pinapawisan, they pass out, they have seizures o nangingisa yung iba. What are the first aid treatments or remedy short of calling for an ambulance and going to ER?
So ang start siguro is kung conscious yung medyo is to force water, no. Kung medyo mayroon pa siyang ulirat. Pero kung unconscious na, siguro ang is to put basain yung may basahan, lagay sa face, neck. And then or basain yung yung kanyang damit, no, para to cool the And then siguro kung mayroong mga dobling tanggalin yung clothing, and then call, of course, kasi kung the best thing is to put an intravenous line, give fluids.
Okay, pero yung ice pack, etc., kasi may debate regarding that eh. Sabi sa akin, wag mong papaliguan ng ice water yan, baka magputo ka ng mga ugat niyan. Is that true?
Hindi, nakakatulong yon kasi any cooling device or thing will help lower the temperature. So pwede yan, yellow and water, pwede mo.
Okay. So, let's go to, ano ba yung sabi mo kanina? Rubomyolysis.
Rubomyolysis. Ito yung parang speculation, the cause of, for example, yung initiation.
Okay.
Also the cause of yung Bataan Death March.
Okay.
Ito yung rhabdomyolysis. So, pag sobrang init na, yung muscle, parang nagme-melt, okay, and then they release protein kasi ang muscle is protein eh. So these proteins, they overwhelm the filter of the kidney. So nasisira yung kidney. So nagkakaroon ng shutdown din. So more of kidney ang nangyayari doon.
So this would probably happen to people who are unaware of a condition and they join yung mga marathons, mga Ironman.
Yes. Tama yan. So yun ang setting naman dito is matagal na physical activity. Oo.
O kaya yung mga yung mga nasa military, PNP, yung mga nila, kanilang mga newbie, yung mga new recruits, tapos for force march, pinagja-jogging sa init na may backpack, at bigla na lang may mamamatay, hindi naintindihan ng kanilang master sergeant na meron palang ganyang klaseng disease.
Tapos yung ihi nila dark yellow. Kasi yun yung myoglobin, that's what gives the particular color sa medyo dark colored ang urine nila kasi nandun na yung yung muscle protein na yun.
Okay. So what is this? Is this just something triggered by heat and exhaustion and fatigue, or is it related to a pre-existing condition na may kidney or whatever?
It's parang pwedeng spontaneous yan pero definitely kung meron na siyang kidney disease sa background o comorbidity ang tawag namin, mas madali, mas higher ang risk or mas mataas ang chance na magkaroon sila noon. Pero kung spontaneous, so kung matagal yung activity and then mainit and then hindi sila nakaka-replenish, or ang re-replenish nila is tubig, hindi dapat tubig. Dapat yung sports drink, yung mayroong electrolytes, may sugar.
Okay.
Kasi kung water lang, mapupunuan mo yung water, pero yung electrolytes na nagpupunta lalabas sa sweat din, hindi mo yan ma-replenish. So, yun yung setting for rhabdomyolysis.
Kung pinapakain mo dun sa plebe mo o dun sa newbie mo ay kanin at tuyo lang, pagkatapos patatakboy mo ng 10 kilometers na may backpack sa ilalim ng araw, yan, rhabdomyolysis. Ini-spelling na para sa akin ni Gab. Ladies and gentlemen, especially our friends in the military, PNP, those who host sporting events, please be aware of this. This is the first time I've heard about it, and this is the beauty of this program where we get education on air. Ayan, Doctor. Let's go to the next. Ano yung sabi mo kanina? Syncope? Yung mga
hinimatay lang, hinimatay. Faint.
Ayun, hinimatay lang. Akala ko naman, 5-5. Okay. So, syncope or fainting. Okay. What causes people to faint or maghimatay in relation to heat? Kasi parang sabi ko, ano connection nun? Okay, lahat naman tayo nasa init na namamawis. Bakit siya hinihimatay, tayo hindi?
Ang niyan is number one, kung dehydrated na siya, hindi siya kumain, hindi siya uminom ng tubig, so kulang siya, and then hindi adapt yung system mo. So yung tatawag namin acclimatization. So kasi hindi optimal ang katawan niya. So kulang siya sa tubig or hindi siya sanay sa mga outdoor activities mo, sedentary. Then pinapunta mo doon, mayroong event outdoors, matagal siyang nakatayo. So yun ang mangyayari, hihimatay.
Nagpunta dun sa beach, nag-Instagram tusawa, pagkatas bigla na lang hinimatay. Now, pero what's the trigger, Doc? Ano ba yan? Blood pressure ba yan? Etc.?
Hindi, yan. Kasi nakatayo. Pag nakatayo kasi yung tao, dapat ang blood, ang distribution ng blood is dapat aakyat aabot
Sa ulo. Sa
ulo,
utak.
brain, para hindi tayo himatayin. Kasi brain yan eh. Consciousness yan eh. So, nangyayari niyan, hindi nakakaakyat na maayos yung dugo, nakaka-circulate, naiipon sa baba, nagpupul sa legs. So, kukunti yung umabot doon, kaya babagsak.
Ayun. Kaya yung katawan na nagdidesisyon or your brains decide, hey, we're not getting enough blood, so we're gonna put you horizontal. Kumbaga, para meron naman kaming distribution. Okay, well, we're down to our last 2 minutes, Doc Rog. But I guess my last question with you would be about dehydration and prevention of all of these diseases and outcomes. Ano bang, people keep talking about dehydration, but when I talk to people, most of them don't understand it.
Dehydration, nakakalito kasi itong dehydration eh. Kasi in normal circumstances, no? Ibig sabihin, yung normal natin na routines, we don't need to drink so much. Yung tawag ng mga pasyente niyan is water therapy, sobra-sobrang tubig. Hindi, you don't need that. Only time that you really need to increase your water intake is when you have kidney stones. Kasi that will flush you produce more urine, and then yung prevent yung crystals from forming. Pero otherwise, the body itself regulates the water. So kung halimbawa kulang ka sa tubig, ang gagawin ng katawan is to conserve water. Hindi ka iihi. Makakaramdam ka ng uhaw. Okay? So yun. So what happens if kung mawala na yan, unconscious ka na, so hindi ka na sasabihin mo na uhaw ako or maghahanap ka ng tubig kasi mahinang-mahina ka na. Or hindi, nagkaroon ka na ng rhabdomyolysis, hindi na umiihi. Nagbabak na yung mga waste product, nagkakaroon ka na ng poisoning, blood poisoning because of hindi na gumagana yung kidneys na it removes the toxins in the body.
Yung bang short yung deficit, yung water deficit sa katawan, can it trigger other symptoms? Kasi may mga kilala ako na kung ano-ano yung nararamdamang sakit. And then when I tell them, uminom ka kaya ng tubig dahil mukha ka ng binilad na nahasa-hasa dyan. Tuyong-tuyo na yung mukha mo. I think you need more water. And then when they start taking more water, they actually feel better.
Oo, tama yan. Kasi yun nga, ang nangyayari kasi, kung nasa labas ka mainit, di magpapawis ka talaga. Kasi part din yan ng repertoire ng body to lower the heat. So when you sweat, you lose not only water but electrolytes, asin, potassium. Okay, so kaya nga yung halimbawa yung pulikat, heat cramps, ang doon is salt. Kaya sinabi mo kanina yung military na may tuyo, nakakatulong sa
cramps.
Sa cramps. Saka sa heat exhaustion kasi tuyo daming asin nun. So okay sila. They've come prepared for
So there is a method to their madness. There is wisdom to their insanity. Kanya pala tuyo at daing ang pinapakain dahil kailangan nila yung asin to fight cramps. Okay, anyway, Dr. Rogelio Balagat, thank you very much for your time, sir. And honestly, kahit na maiksi lang yung interview natin, I learned something new. Rhabdomyolysis. Okay, thank you very much, Doc. Chairperson, Department of Internal Medicine, Rizal Medical Center. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome po, sir.
Okay, that's Dr. Rogelio Balagat. And ayun po, at least we learned something new today. And something very important, whether you are a plebe, a trainee, a recruit of the military, the police, whether you are a marathoner, Ironman competitor, or you just like to go biking. Yung mga kaibigan kong napakayayabang, uy, kuya, nag-30K kami sa bisikleta, sumama ka na. Oh, tapos biglang hindi mo makita ng 3 araw dahil namumulikat. We learned that we need to hydrate. You need to take all of those electrolytes, those minerals, etc. And as Dr. Balagat pointed out, salts also help. Ayan, yung asawa ko, kinokontra lagi yung salt ko. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Balagat. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, okay, those who are planning to take trips, we will talk to 2 experts. Tawang matimsong nila, day tripper. Okay, we'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back to the program Agenda, and quickly let's roll out the Betamax for our next set of guests here on Agenda. Gab, please roll it out.
Margie Munsayac is the treasurer of the Tourism Congress of the Philippines and chairperson of the Hotel Sales and Marketing Association, or HSMA. She is also the vice president of sales and marketing at Blue Water Resorts. Rolando Cañizal is the Vice President for Luzon at the Tourism Congress of the Philippines. Aside from this, he is also a Senior Tourism Development Consultant for World Bank. Cañizal is also a former Tourism Undersecretary.
Okay, welcome to the program, Alan and Marge. Thank you for your time this morning. I'll start with you, Marge. There are a lot of people who, yung mga last-minute planners, last-minute bookers. Can you please share some advice or tips for the last-minuters?
Yeah, I know last minute, most people do make last minute decisions, well, maybe because of their schedule. But I would really recommend not to do this. Why? It will be very, very expensive for you. Okay? Airfares are already, at their peak when it is even a month before, 2 weeks before, or more so if it's a week before or a day before. Then you will spend more money. Well, if you have the budget, that's all right, no? And then hotel accommodations, likewise, when you are on your peak period, tend to increase, diba? As the occupancy rises, rates rises as well. So, if you want to avoid or if you want to make the most of your vacation, because the vacation is really trying to get away, right? To de-stress yourself. Don't stress yourself further. So why don't you, plan ahead, and then so that you can get the flights and the time schedule that you want, the hotels that you really prefer, and that you're ensured that you'll have a great vacation. However, if it cannot really be avoided, right? Go online. No, for me, go and seek the services of a tour operator. Okay?
Okay.
DOT accredited tour operator, and they will be the one to do the searching for you.
Okay,
What will be the best, best rates, best airline, best
Mhm.
best accommodations, as well as the transfers that you may need, the tours that you may need, and they will be able to get all of this for you. Though it will, of course, require a certain service fee. But it's better to be safe than sorry. What's a little service fee, right? If you will be able to fix all your last minute requirements.
Let me
Shy away from it, huh? Shy away from it.
shy away from what?
From last minute.
Okay. Let me ask Alan quickly lang kasi Alan, you've been in and out, kika nga, inside and outside in tourism, meaning you've been in government and you've been in the private sector. Now, how objectively speaking, how reliable is the system, the network of our tourism structure, infrastructure? Kumbaga, sabi ni Marge, go to DOT, registered operators, etc. How reliable are they, and what has your experience been?
Well, in terms of the infrastructure that we have right now, the infrastructure that has been built by the government before and even up to now really facilitates a lot of travel movement. That's why you see a lot of people moving from different places, even going as far as Mindanao and as far as the northern Luzon area. It's because of the good roads that we have right now. At the same time, also there is also improvement in the airport facilities. More airports have been built and more airports have been renovated to accommodate more travel movement. Now, in terms of other infrastructure related to tourism, nandiyan naman tinatawag natin hotels. Nandiyan naman yung mga resorts, restaurants, and other entertainment areas. And a lot of private sector have really invested in all of this tourism infrastructure to make sure that when the people move to different places, they have the right infrastructure to support the travel movement of these people. Kumbaga, mag-i-enjoy talaga sila at mahanap nila yung talagang leisure na gusto nila at relaxation na gusto nila. But of course, ang parati nga natin sinasabi, you should go to a trusted facility. And when you talk about trusted facility, you look at the services of an accredited DOT facilities. Because if you look at the DOT accredited facilities, they have the quality of the facility, and they also have the quality of the service that the tourists will be needing as they travel along.
Well, undoubtedly, that's correct. Because, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, yung Blue Water po, matagal ko nang kilala yan. Itong si Margie Munsayac, matagal ko nang kilala yan. Napuntahan ko na lahat yata ng facilities nyo, Marge, in Cebu, in, where's that? Yung Bohol. Okay.
Yes.
And of course, yung Raja Travel, yan ba yung original na Raja Tours, Alan?
Yeah, actually, magkapatid po yung Raja Tours at saka yung Raja Travels.
Aba, naka-short pants pa lang ako, meron na niyan eh.
Actually, sila po yung isa sa mga pioneer in the travel business. Kasabay po sila nag-grow ng Department of Tourism.
Okay, Marge said, avoid the last minuter. Okay, nandyan na yan, Alan eh. Hello, ngayon lang ako nakalibre, ngayon lang ako nakalaya. Meron pa bang pag-asa for last minuter as far as your group is concerned? Where would you send last minuters?
Actually, if you will be looking at yung mga popular destinations, most of the popular destinations natin ngayon are almost full. Like if you want to go to Bohol, to Cebu, to Boracay, all of those places are already full. So you look at the other secondary places at meron din tayo sa Department of Tourism na mga pinopromote na mga secondary places. Like for example, you can go to the Eastern Visayas area wherein wala po masyadong, may mga nagpupunta po doon pero hindi po ganun kasing dami ng mga popular destinations natin. Meron din po sa mga Bicol area and then meron din po sa mga part of the Mindanao area. So marami na po tayong selection ngayon.
But how safe is Kadulu-Duluhan Resort, Alan? Kasi, di ba, I built Club Paradise. which is now Discovery Paradise in Palawan, and another small resort I built there. But nowadays, punong-puno na yung area na yun. And when people ask me, I tell them, well, you could go further down south, but the further down you go, there's malaria, and the accommodations are not as developed, diba? So, where would you send them, Alan?
Well, sabi ko nga kanina, they can go to Eastern Visayas kasi marami pong mga places sa Eastern Visayas.
Napakalaki nung Eastern Visayas.
They can go to Samar.
Samar, Leyte.
The Samar area. That's a very popular now for a lot of young people going to adventure areas.
Yeah, I got a clip from I think he was a Swedish guy. And he had a really nice layout in Samar, but medyo sabi ko, teka, isang linggo dahil ang flight dyan once a week lang.
Hindi na po.
Hindi namin.
Marami na po. Almost daily na.
Marge, go ahead.
No, our connectivity to our mga second destinations are already actually more efficient. And there are more flights to choose from. And there are a lot of new destinations that are being developed, like Sicogon. Di ba Sicogon for a time was popular? It paused. Now it's back again. The Ayala group, the El Nido group is back there in Sicogon. There is Sipalay and as well as
where is Sipalay? I've never heard of it.
It's in Negros.
In Negros, yes.
Mhm.
If you go via Dumaguete or via, I think, Iloilo or Bacolod, then it's a 2-hour drive. And the Discovery Shores, a hospitality group, actually has opened a new resort there. So it's a very, very, it's a new destination. It's something you can look into. And there are also resorts as mentioned in Leyte, there are different resorts already there, as well as Samar. And although those who are more adventurous, they will be able, if they go to Samar or Leyte. For people living in the environs of Visayas, they can just take the ferry boat there. And that's how many trips per day.
You mentioned earlier, Marge, that it is worth the few hundred more to go to a travel operator or agency. Now, when you book with a travel agent or tour operator, how sure are you that your trip is going to be wrinkle-free? Ika nga, kasi nowadays, the biggest fear is being bumped off, your flight not leaving on time, etc. And I know the nightmares because I used to be in tourism, where you have guests who only have a weekend and end up spending half a day at the airport.
That's very true. We in the provider of services have no control of canceled flights, diba?
Yeah.
Of delayed flights, and that's always the biggest worry. And that's why you get the tour operator. They will take care of you, rebooking your flights, diba? If your flights are canceled, and they will give you alternative flights the next day, but they will do the searching for you and help you. And the second thing there, if you're a last minuter, you go to accredited DOT accredited tour operator, you're guaranteed that you will be serviced all along the way, because in terms of the itinerary, they are experienced and they have been doing this type of thing of putting together a package for you. It can be something that they sell on a template, diba? These are the regular tours they buy, or they can customize tours for a family, for an individual, that will make you, to give you more options to choose from the different destinations and packages. And as well, I would also highly recommend get a travel insurance, because a travel insurance will protect you from any cancellations. You get paid for any cancellations of the trip, which is beyond control, especially if it's a force majeure, or if it is, the airline will cancel your flight. Get a travel insurance so that, lost baggages, etc. And that would make your trip more efficient. And the tour operator will always be there to be with you, to hold your hands along your trip. That's why always choose, a very, very, seasoned tour operator. There are a lot of them. Actually, during the pandemic, we were surprised that a lot of outbound travel agency have been sending guests out, out of the country, have been doing a lot of domestic tours for their corporate accounts, and they have been our drivers in selling domestic destinations. That's why right now, as a domestic traveler, Cito, you'll have a lot of choices from Luzon to Mindanao in terms of summer vacation packages. And not
Okay,
even
now,
summer, even for the rest of the year, whether it's for an individual, whether it's for a family, whether for a corporate, they can always make the best suggestions.
okay, it's too late to book for Holy Week, as you and Alan pointed out. Now, the question is, Alan,
Yes.
bigyan mo naman kami ng insider information dyan. No? When do the prices drop? Because my friend passed out when she tried to book for Japan and discovered that it went from 25,000 to 40,000. Sabi niya, Kuya, maghuhugas na lang akong plato sa kusina ko, mamamatay ako sa presyo.
Travel by the mid of May.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Alan.
Actually, if you want to get the best price, sabi nga natin is you plan ahead.
Ahead,
Because
yes.
if you are buying your ticket a few weeks before the actual travel, the prices will go up. Like, for example, we're looking at the Holy Week season. If you're buying the ticket now, it will cost you double. But if you bought your ticket 2 weeks or a month before, you will be able to get a better price. That's why planning is very important when you're talking about traveling, because it will give you a range of option in terms of one, how much are you going to pay? Where are you going to go, and what kind of facilities you will be using? Because if you will be doing the last minute buying, you will end up with the list option na sinasabi nga ni Marge kanina, na mataas yung price, yung mga quality of services is hindi na maganda yung makukuha mo doon sa mga facilities na marirecommend sa'yo. And at the same time, yung mapupuntahan mong lugar ay hindi na
Puno din ng tao.
puno na, hindi ka na masasatisfy kasi punong-puno na kayo doon, di ba? So yun yung lagi yung
Hindi ka
problem. Kaya-
nakapagbakasyon ng maayos.
Sabi nga natin is, gusto mong magbakasyon kasi gusto mong mawala yung stress, di ba? But if you don't plan ahead, you are stressing yourself. Sabi nga ni Marge kanina, you're stressing yourself, and even pagdating mo sa destination na yun na punong-puno kayo, mas lalo ka mai-stress.
Okay, Marge, as far as the hotels go, etc., talagang no hope. Wala, you won't be able to find. There is literally no room in the inn.
Actually, hindi ko naman sasabihin literally no room. Okay, the Holy Week starts from this Sunday, right? Palm Sunday.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who are, who knows how to avoid the peak season, the peak days of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, most especially now, it's a long vacation until the 10th, right? You go on vacation starting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You have lesser people. It will cost you lesser traffic if you're going via road. Airfare will be not as expensive as traveling on a Wednesday going out, because that's a day before. Then, or for me, why don't you do staycations in the environs? Marami kang pagpipilian na hotel dito sa Manila, hotel sa Cebu City, doon sa mga city mismo, in Davao City. No? When you're in urban city, in your local destination,
Okay.
look at the local hotels and resorts you can support during the Holy Week.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
it's
we'll go.
more-
Let's go for a quick break, Marge. 1 minute break, and then when we come back, let's talk local, Alan and Marge. Sandali, mukhang, ano na nangyari, Gabriel? Ngayon ko lang nakita. No break na raw. Natutuwa na. Natutuwa na sila, Gabriel, sa usapan. Okay, local, because I just noticed everybody keeps talking about Palawan, Boracay, El Nido, etc. Sabi ko, what happened to Mindoro? What happened to Batangas? What happened to La Union? And by the way, good morning, Mr. Manny Gonzalez of Plantation Bay. Thank you for your message. Sana ma-interview namin kayo dito. Anyway, Marge, Alan, what about those local destinations that you can go by land?
Ay, ano ho, mas napupuno sila.
Mas
Sito,
mabilis.
the destinations that are accessible by land, no,
Yeah.
let's go to, from Cavite, Calabarzon, to your mga Pansol, to Batangas, to Quezon, or even Baler that are, accessible by land, Clark, Subic, lahat yan, connect na yan. Puno sila, La Union, mga 100 islands, puno na ho po sila. We have a lot of Filipinos who really are into driving local tourism, domestic tourism. Di ba?
Uh-huh.
Rather than us going out, kasi nga punuan ng mga flights, mahirap din kumuha ng mga availability in destination. A lot of Filipinos, especially the Gen Z, the mga bata, mas mas adventurous. They can backpack along the way. They can just choose a bus. They can go, they can choose mga hotels right on the spot. Ay puno ho sila. If you go to this area in the environs na lang of Manila, puno sila Sito. In fact, sila unang napupuno.
Well, that's interesting because, it's not always supposed to be, go to the hotel, go to the beach, etc. I mean, the first thing I saw when Holy Week, the long holiday was announced was, ano ba yun? Pasensya ka na, hindi ako santo eh. Yung bisita iglesia, in Intramuros, sabi Manila Cathedral, San Agustin, etc. So people were promoting Bisita Iglesia, and I guess that's an option also for people who are stranded.
Yeah, actually, that is a good point because most of the people here in Manila, they don't need to go out to other places. They can do their traveling within. Like, for example, yung sinabi mo kanina, Sito, na yung Bisita Iglesia, it's becoming more popular. It was especially not only for the people living in Manila, but there are also other people coming from Quezon City, coming from Makati, coming from other nearby areas. They all converged in Intramuros during the Holy Week to do the Bisita Iglesia.
Okay.
And that's why, pag ganung period, peak season yun sa
sa mga simbahan.
Intramuros, sa mga simbahan. Oo.
Actually, nagiging outing siya ng mga bata.
Oo.
Nagko-convert sila.
So, quickly, Marge, because I'm down to my last minute with you guys, quickly, you are with the Hotel Sales Group.
Marketing Association.
What about Metro Manila? Punuan na rin ba mga hotel sa Metro Manila for staycations?
Oh, yes. Staycation has been the norm now, especially during pandemic, right? Everybody, you had nowhere to go before, but even right now, a lot of people do appreciate the staycations that they can avail of in the hotels around Manila. Most of the hotels, especially those with big pools, are already fully booked.
Ayun, okay.
Yes. And so this is really good business for everybody because it drives revenue, diba, to our hotels and resorts who badly need this for us to really be on a sustainable recovery after
tuwan-tuwa ang ale, biglang nagkaroon ng future sa tourism. Okay. Anyway, Alan, any few words before we go?
Actually, we're happy that the tourism industry is back on its foot. Masaya yung industriya because nabubuhay na ulit yung turismo natin. And thank you for the support of the government. And thank you also for the support of a lot of people. Because sabi nga doon sa survey ng Philippine Statistics Authority, there are a lot of Filipinos who are traveling the country. At least nagta-travel sila twice in 6 months. So ibig sabihin, every year, each Filipino nagta-travel sila 4 times. So every quarter nagbabiyahe ang bawat Filipino. And that's a good point for us because it's bringing a lot of revenue to our government. It brings a lot of employment to a lot of people. And it helps a lot in terms of addressing the problems that we have right now.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Margie Munsayac, Treasurer, Tourism Congress of the Philippines, and Vice President for Sales Marketing, Blue Water Resorts. If you are in the Bohol, Cebu area of the Visayas, check them out. They are really a good place to go. And of course, like I said, pabiro, pero totoo po yun. Naka-shorts pa lang ako, meron ng Raja. Meron ng Raja Travel, may Raja Tours. They did not survive this long except because of excellence and reliability. So, Alan, thank you. Alan Cañizal, thank you very much. Marge, thank you once again. And happy Holy Week.
Thank you.
Blessed Holy Week. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Cito, for all the support.
Okay, let's now go to our closing blessing for the week, which is from Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 13. And the Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you shall only go up and not down if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today, being careful to do them. Also, be careful as you prepare for the Holy Week. Don't be forgetful. Have a checklist. And I'm Cito Beltran thanking you. And please keep it here on One News.